A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for liking our channels, Spotify and the YouTube one, and also liking our content. Thank you so much for writing in your comments and your suggestions. Today, we are going to talk about the house of wealth, values, and skills. Yes, the second house. The planets placed in the second house tell a lot about the kind of ways or the areas we are going to earn our wealth in, and they also talk about how our speech would be, because the second house denotes so many things like our wealth, our speech, our family. So let us see first as to what the second house denotes for all of us. The second house is the house when we have different lords or different planets in the second house, we can understand a lot of it. But before that, we will talk about the second lord itself and what it tells us amongst so many other things. The second house is primarily the house of the family that we are born in. So if your second lord is exalted, talks a lot about your family, it talks a lot about your finance, especially if it is exalted in one of the good houses, or if it falls under the Panch Mahapurush Yog also, in that when it is the five other planets of from Mercury to Saturn. In that case, it definitely gives you a good family, finance, and family values, or sanskaras as they are known as. The second house is a house of your skills. The second house is the house which talks about the way you value yourself. When we talk about values, definitely the way you value yourself, the way you can understand the value of everything around you, is also that can be seen from the second house. So the more you increase your skill set, the more you increase your values, and the more your second house becomes stronger and stronger. The second house also talks about your education. So if there is a break in your education, definitely the second lord will be afflicted in the D1 chart by some papgraha, that is a malefic planet. When the second house talks about your speech, if the second house has a very strong influence of malefics, then there is a problem in your day to day speech. It can be a little rude, it can be a little nasty. If the second lord is a malefic, or if the second lord, uh, if in the second house a malefic is sitting, then definitely that means that the speech is highly um, can create problems depending upon the malefic that it is sitting there. We also know that malefics of any kind, be it sun, which is said to be a cruel planet. If the sun is sitting in the second house, as concerning your speech, what can happen? If the sun is sitting in the second house, you can have such a dominating speech that it can burn out your circle of friends and families, or your area from where you get a lot of finance. That area, people in that area may not be very happy with your speech, and it can also burn out your finances. On the other hand, if Mars is sitting there, you can have an extremely energetic speech. However, you can create a lot of friction or enemies with your speech. If Saturn is sitting in the second house, then definitely you will be speaking little, but whatever you will be speaking would be definitely more balanced, and it will definitely be tempered by what is right and what is wrong. Thereby people can say that you're not passionate, or people can also tell you that you do not take sides. For that matter, it can also happen that you can be told to be dispassionate kind of a person, or a person who is definitely not interested in maintaining family relationships because you're not very passionate about certain things. So the second house, and if Rahu is sitting in the second house and is also afflicted, then definitely such a person is a liar to the core, or so it may seem, until and unless there's a influence of a benefic like Venus or Jupiter also. Ketu in the second house can give you prosperity. We'll talk about it as we go ahead, but it can also make you a liar or a saint. Second house is also your house of eyesight, especially the planets sun and moon when they're posited there can give certain ailments because the sun represents the right eye and moon represents the left eye. Second house is the house of administration. So when it talks about your ability, an exalted second lord will definitely give you great administrative powers. A debilitated second lord can give you uh, uh, powers which may not be very strong. But if there's an exalted planet sitting in the second house, your powers definitely rise to a great extent. And when it is aspected by the benefics, you definitely have the help of other people to which raises the bar for you. For example, if Mars is exalted in the second house for Dhanu Lagna, in such a case, your administrative powers are very strong. You are very strategic about doing things, and you are also aided by your superiors. You're also shown the path by your teachers, or you would understand. You would make good wealth if you exert it properly. You would make good wealth in finance from a country, from a place, or from a company which does not belong to the area or the country where you are living in. So that is how we can always see in respect to the particular planet. Now, when we're talking about health, malefics in the second house definitely cause a lot of problems to one's health, and benefics give you an ability to eat good food and to have a good health. But if Jupiter is sitting in the second house, again, that brings us to the karakas of the second house. When Jupiter is sitting in the second house, you're fond of fatty food, you're fond of food which is rich in taste and value, and you're fond of sweets. The second house, definitely the kind of planet which is sitting in your second house will definitely tell you the kind of food you're attracted to. If Venus is sitting there, you're definitely attracted to good food and food which is a little um, watery or salty, like that of the moon. If Mars is sitting in your second house, you're prone to eating good fiery food. Saturn will give you a love for astringent food. Mercury will give you a love for food like amla, which has all the tastes. So Rahu will give you a love for food which is non-vegetarian. Or if you take the Deshkal Patra, it will give you taste for foods which have a uh, multinational cuisine, or cuisine of foods which are not in from your region or country. And Ketu there will make you eat very sparingly and but good food, or food which has a sattvic tattva in it, especially if it is aspected by benefics. So this is how we see the planets in the second house. Um, this is what the second house represents. So let us see what happens if there are planets in the second house. When there are planets in the second house, say if the planet in the second house is Sun, as I told you earlier, sun can give you little problem with the eye, especially the right eye, because sun represents the right eye. Sun also represents breakage in times. So there can be break in your studies. You might come from a very good family, and which can have a definite role model in the area, which can serve as a role model in the area that you're living in. At the same time, such a family can have very strict values and morals, which at time can prove to be a little impediment. It can also create, if it is aspected by malefics, it can create a lot of hurdles and problems in the path that you choose for your life to earn wealth. Sun in the second house can also cause you problems from government authorities, and it can cause you little amount of issues with relation to taxation. So you must be very, very careful about these matters. Otherwise, it gives you good strong values, especially when aspected by benefics, and it gives you an ability to stand on your own 2 feet. When we talk about the moon represents the eye, also the liquid elements, the second house is also a Marakasthana. So these planets in their times can also serve as uh, the ones that can give you ailment. We can't always say things about Maraka, but they can give you ailment, and moon can also give you an ailment in your left eye. It can also give you problems relating to watery diseases. However, it can also give you a lot of wealth. This moon can also give you wealth from different multitude sources like investments. It can also give you wealth from jewelry investment or working in a jewelry sector. It can give you wealth from areas relating to water, like you can be in the shipping industry, or you can be working in the uh, tourism industry where you would be needing to do a lot of travel. And moon can also give you an education wherein you need to keep learning or changing things quite easily. When we come to Jupiter, as I told you earlier, people say that Jupiter is can create. Generally, it is mentioned that Karako Bhavnashaya, and when people see Jupiter in the second house, people are born to you're bound to comment that Jupiter in the second house may not be very good. Well, we cannot take a call just from one position of this Jupiter. It is very important to see if your education can be good if this Jupiter in the Siddhamsa is well placed. But if in the Siddhamsa this Jupiter is afflicted and placed in the Lagna, then yes, your education can suffer. Jupiter in the second house can give you a lot of good value system. People coming from families who are well educated and have a good knowledge, not just of finance, but also have a good knowledge of politics, because Jupiter also gives you a strong political background or knowledge. Jupiter, when in the second house, and and if it is debilitated, in such a case this Jupiter will give you a strong craving to understand money and to make more and more money. And probably during its dasha and antardasha, it will definitely give you opportunities to make more money and to work hard for that money. When we talk about Mercury, Mercury in the second house gives you an ability to learn things very fast, adapt, because that's a house of learning, and planet Mercury is a planet of learning. Understand things very quickly. If this Mercury is retrograde, then you would definitely get an ability to process that learning in your own manner. In the second house, if this Mercury happens to be sitting in one of its own houses, especially for the Leo Lagna, then it's a planet of value, and money for such a person is guaranteed through business and many other opportunities, also through investments, regular fixed investments. When we talk about Mercury in the second house, such a person will also have a sweet uh, talk, and the person will know how to know their value very much, will be into skill development, will be very dexterous in learning new things of all kinds, and will have a roundabout knowledge. When we talk about Jupiter in the second house, such a person will have a speech which is very wise. Before this person says anything, the person would have the ability to think twice, to understand, and then say. This person will be talking of things very profound, but would always consider the person in front of them, or with whom they are interacting. When we talk about Saturn, Saturn is the Kal, the second house is money. So, and wherever Saturn sits, Saturn has an ability to contract things. So whenever Saturn is sitting in the second house, your speech could be limited. You would not be a very great talker. You would always be governed by the principles of saying the right thing and not too pleasing things. So that is the way it can create certain amount of separative instances with family members, or you could be talking very straight, very uh, candidly about a lot of things that can definitely affect your relationships with many a people, because that Saturn is a separative planet through detachment, and you are unattached to people here, and would definitely speak the right thing at the right time, and that too in very few words. And as far as finance is concerned, this Saturn will make you work really hard, and it will make you start earning really hard, but at a very slow speed. Once this Saturn is properly established, once you're time bound, once you're good at your work, then this Saturn will give you for a long period of time continuously. Because Saturn, though if it gives late, but it also gives for a long period of time, anything, the good, bad, or the ugly. Now let us come to Mars. Mars in the second house. Mars is the energy factor. Mars in the second house, as I had told you earlier about the uh, Dhanu Lagna or the Sagittarius Lagna, this Mars is definitely giving you the ability, the desire to work really hard for your finances and for your family. And it also, but the speech would also be equally fiery. That can create problems for you on many levels, not just your in-laws, but within your own family members. People may just be looking at the fire behind your voice. As far as um, finance is concerned, it also makes you work in that direction. It makes you accumulate a lot of finances, and it makes you work in a very defined and a very strategic manner to get your finances. If this Mars is also aspected by Jupiter, then obviously you will know what to say, when and where to invest to get a lot of wealth. When Venus is sitting in your second house, this Venus is a very beautiful planet, because let's not forget, it also uh, rules the second house of the natural zodiac. Venus equates to your self worth. Venus equates to your um, fine arts. Venus equates to your ability to softer emotions. So these things, when we put in across in context to the second house, we see that when a person has Venus in the second house, these people are emotionally attached to their family. We see that these people are generally know how to earn wealth. For that matter, if this Venus is processed right there in the Taurus sign, also this Venus will give the same results. And this Venus gives you an ability to know your own self-worth and work accordingly. This Venus gives you the confidence that you desire in life to grow ahead and to interact with people. It gives you immense amount of ability to be lovable and loving to everybody, and know how to get your done on a public platform. So this Venus is generally a very beautiful Venus in the second house. When we come to Rahu in the second house, if aspected by benefics, definitely gives you a lot of wealth all of a sudden. But if aspected by malefics, it can lead you to penury. And Rahu in the second house will definitely give very fluctuating and sudden wealth or sudden loss of wealth. Rahu in the second house can give you lots of food, but it can at the same time give you a dire want of desire of food, and yet no food at that time. The Rahu in the second house also talks about you being very, very aware, or makes you aware rather, of your values, and asks you to set your value system very, very straight. So when when you set your value system straight, that is the time when Rahu will start yielding results, better results for you. However, I would definitely like to add a point here, that whenever Rahu's Dasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha turns up, or whenever the Lord of the second house, its Dasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha turns up, then Rahu will definitely put in certain circumstances in your life which will make you work on your value systems and work for your family. So this is one thing we all should understand. We come to Ketu in the second house. When Ketu is present in the second house, it's a beautiful combination when aspected by benefics, because second house is value system, your self-worth. You're definitely aware of your self-worth, and it gives you an ability to accumulate wealth, prosperity. It moves you to do things for your family members and be spiritual in that, and not be wanting anything in return. The commercial house of second house is turned into doing things for others without any need or without any desire for return. But if this Ketu is aspected by malefics, is with malefics, in that case, it definitely can hog ride you through a lot of unhealthy situations and can cause health issues also, and ailments that definitely may not find an easy cure or are not easily detectable. So much so for all the planets in the second house. So let us talk about how these planets will show up in the chart. So when we talk about the chart of Oscar Wilde, he's got a Venus in the second house. It is debilitated. We all know Oscar Wilde has been one of the most reputed or um, most talked about authors, writers of England, and very well known at that. Mm. So his writings have been popular. For him, Venus, which is the lord of the third house, is posited in the second house, cementing that he was very good at writing. What more, it's in Hasta Nakshatra. I would just put my full stop there and say his writings were supposed to be good. But this Venus is debilitated. His value systems and aspected by Rahu, his value systems were definitely something that caused him a lot of problems and pain in his later part of his life. When we talk about Saturn in the second house, Larry King's chart, Saturn in the second house gave him money after a long struggle, and because he was a good listener. So the Larry King show really took off because he listened to his uh, audience, and he listened to the people he interviewed and gave them promptings enough to speak. This Saturn gave him wealth, which came a little late but was consistent over a long period of time. Just for records, his Saturn sits in Shravana Nakshatra. So we move on to Mars. When we talk about Mars, in Subhash Chandra Bose's chart, it's so apparent. He was so energetic. His speech was so fiery, coming from such a affluent family. He didn't have any problems as regard his wealth and his learnings. Education is also something that the second house gave. He was very, very good in his educational system. One thing that we need to talk about here also is all the squares of say 2, 6, 8 and 11 in his chart are very strong, and they are the fixed houses of his chart. If you haven't seen my video on how planets in square to each other behave, please do, and you will get a very beautiful insight. So his Mars was very well supported, his energy was well supported, and his value systems were very strong. It's just that his speech was so fiery that at many a times and many a places it caused dissent and also problem for him. So, um, when we talk about the comedian Sunil Grover, he has his Mercury, and he's very quick in his speech, in his thought power. This Mercury is also aspected by Mars, which at times can have put him in a very hot spot. But nevertheless, because this Mars is a yoga karaka, has given him enough opportunities also to earn great wealth. And Mercury in the second house gives him great power of perception, gives him an ability to process any situation, and Mercury also gives a lot of jokes, jovial comedy, and all these things. So yes, he was really very good at what he did. He's really very good at what he does. Again, when we talk about when we talk and the best part, that if we should also see, check it out, that in his chart Mercury's just moved into the nakshatra of Purva Falguni, the nakshatra of Lord of Bhaga, which gives him more than his fair share of wealth. Mercury is also the third lord and the 12th lord, so he's got enough wealth through speech, enough name, fame, and money from foreign countries also. When we talk about Leela Seth, she's got her Jupiter in the second house, and she's been the first lady judge in India. Especially to move into the High Court and Supreme Court. So we understand the importance of Jupiter in the second house, even though this Jupiter is for this Lagna of Taurus, is the eighth lord and the 11th lord, and it is said that it is always maintained that Jupiter for Taurus Lagna is not a very beautiful position, but we know that this Taurus has given her quite a lot of clout. She was one of those people who sat down and talked about the female equality, the talak system, and guess what? Her Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Devi Aditi. So Punarvasu nakshatra. We see the nakshatras also playing such beautiful parts when we in giving the results of the planet posited in any house or any uh, rasi. Now, finally, we come to Venus in the second house. We saw Venus in the second house for the chart of Oscar Wilde again, and here we see the Venus in the case of uh, A.R. Rahman. Venus is the lord of the sixth house and the 11th house of gains. 11th lord in the second house talks about unsurmountable amount of money, especially when it's Venus which is giving you the money. So A.R. Rahman, coming from very humble backgrounds, coming from very difficult times, seeing having seen very difficult times in his family life, has earned surmountable wealth, name and fame through his skills that we are talking about in the about Venus. And he knows his value through, and he's built a name and reputation for himself as a musician on a worldwide level. So we definitely uh, the last chart is that of our finance minister, second lord again in the second house. Dr. Manmohan Singh is known for not speaking, but he's also known for his acumen in the financial world. Nobody can deny that. There are three planets which aspect this Saturn, retrograde Saturn, this Mars, Moon, and Venus. When we talk about Mars, Mars is the fifth lord, gives him enough intellect, and Moon, as the eighth lord, gives him an ability to bring about a change in whatever is happening around him. And Venus, we all know, give him beautiful ability to change, to fight against a lot of policies, implement them, do a lot of hard work for people, and be firm on his convictions. So we see the second lord of values work so beautifully in terms of for Manmohan Singh Ji's chart, because the second house is the house of values. If anything, he's also known to be a very, very a person who's very integral in his values, one who stands on his values and is not very vocal about them, but the world at least knows what his value system is. For BV Ramanji, Jupiter, Rahu is in the second house, and it is in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a sign of the occult. BV Ramanji also earned a lot of money, earned a lot of respect. And one thing that we see is Rahu also denotes, as we said, foreigners. He earned that through foreigners when he took the Vidya out, not from just a selected community to India at large. He also took it abroad, and there he created a name and fame for himself. Aspected by this Jupiter, there is a growing factor, and which is also the lord of the second house from the 10th house of profession. Obviously, BV Ramanji did a great name and fame for himself. So do write into us and tell us how your second lord behaves, and after how the planet placed in your second house behaves, and did it during the periods as we talk about when the second lord, when we will get the effects of the second house. It is definitely the planet posited there, and the dasha, antardasha, pratyantar dasha of the planet, which is the lord of the second house. So both of them, if they have a very strong connect, definitely a lot of things that they denote about the second house will come to fructification during their dasha, antardasha, and pratyantar dasha. So don't forget to write to us. Don't forget to let us know your comments and your suggestions. Till we meet with you again.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.